Hello everyone. We were of course going to start the series with this book by Eric Carle, which is called You're My Little Baby. Now, just saying that title out loud, holding this book, looking at that cover picture of Mama or Papa elephant and the little baby elephant, this takes me back to an extremely warm, fuzzy time, because this was the first book that I read to my son Ishaan when he was barely a month old. Not the first book I read to Mili, who is my first baby, my fur baby, but definitely a book that we read together, all of us read together. It's an absolutely beautiful book. Such a fantastic book to introduce the world of books to your baby and your baby to the world of books. Now, let me tell you what happens in the book. So you have parents from the animal kingdom doting on their little ones, telling them how absolutely precious they are and how much they mean to them. And these are written through very simple lines that rhyme. And that rhyme really catches on as you sort of read through the book. And every time I would introduce this book, I would always sing it out to Ishaan, and that's the case with a lot of the books that we read together now. And every time I take a book, he almost starts to do that, because he's coming to expect a song and not just me reading it. And I think it's really also important. I wouldn't say important, but I think it's a great idea to introduce a lot of inflections and intonation in the way you speak with your baby, and that's not different for reading as well. Now, an added bonus in this book is definitely the touchy-feely elements and some sensorial elements in the book. So, for example, you've got some, lift the flap. You can see the little bear here. You also have some textures. So the soft fuzzy texture for the wool on sheep. You also have like some visual holographic elements. Now, the thing is with these books, children take away very different things every time you read to them. So it may be that, so for example, this holographic thing, this was definitely not something that Ishaan caught on to when I introduced when he was like barely a month or two old, but something that he, kind of like takes to now. So they always learn something new from the same book. So even if you feel that, it's a little too simple or a little too complex, remember there's always something that they take away when you read or introduce something. It may not be necessarily what you intend for them to learn from the book, but they always end up learning something. With this book, I would always, like I said, I would do a very sing-song introduction of the lines. So this is how it would go. You're my little bear cub, both playful and shy. You're my little baby bird, together we will fly. You're my little lamb, so gentle and sweet. You're my little monkey, whose smiles are such a treat. And that would go on through the book, and he would really enjoy it. He would pay attention. There would be like some occasional smiles. Now, of course, he sort of babbles and joins along and chimes in. So it's been a favorite throughout. I don't have anything, any con to say. It's not the most multisensorial book. So if you're looking for something with a lot of lift the flaps, a lot of tactile, elements, this is not that. But having said that, I think every book brings a different thing to the table. So I view all these things as a good addition to have, especially because you're introducing the book, and it's natural for a baby to reach out and touch and want to feel it, and these things are really nice to have. But of course you have a lot of other touchy-feely books out there, which you can start introducing them to as well, if that's the focus. So yeah, an absolute favorite. And I think this book is not just about parents telling their children how precious they are and how much they love them, but also this beautiful message that regardless of how much grown up you will be, how big you get, you will always be my little one. And that really speaks to your heart as a new parent. And as a parent, I think that's a reminder that I would love to have as well.